Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? I spy Jesus, he's the best friend ever. Oh yeah, I spy Jesus, he's the best friend ever. Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? I spy Jesus, he says to love one another. Ooh, I spy Jesus, he says to love one another. Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? Come on. Hey, hey. I spy Jesus, he is real and he loves me. Ooh, I spy Jesus, he is real and he loves me. Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? Look, look, what can you see when you look in the Bible and believe? When you look in the Bible and believe. When you look in the Bible and believe.
Kevin was about to graduate, then he suffered quite a twist of fate. A donut hit his head and he took a fall. He became Mr. Forgot It All.
Hey gang, my name's Kevin, but most of my friends call me Mr. Forgot It All. It's a nickname I've learned to embrace, so much so I've had it sewn into my backpack. Whoops, I guess I forgot to do that. Anyway, that's what happens when you get hit in the head by a donut and get amnesia. The principal said I have to learn everything all over again before I can graduate. So they've hired me a tutor. What's his name?
Tony! Hey kid, how you doing?
Hey Tony, what's up?
That's my name, don't wear it out.
Wear it out where? Like a sweater?
Don't touch me, and I can see that we're not making much progress up there in the brain.
Hey, I have made progress too. Look, I've even sewn my name into this backpack.
Kid, there's nothing on there.
I guess I must have forgot to do that.
Yeah.
So what are we learning today?
You asked me to come over today, remember? Something about a leaf blower?
Oh yeah, I was talking to my friend at school and he said he needed something to get his frisbee out of the tree, and I said he could borrow my leaf blower, and he said that was awesome, and I said it is, and then he said,
Whoa, stop. Oh, you're making my head spin with all the he said, I said, whatnot. Oh, just get to the point. What's the problem other than the logic of using a leaf blower?
well, he doesn't know where I live. So I said I would call him. He said that was great. I said, what's your number? He said,
forget about it. Okay, so you need help finding the leaf blower.
no, I need help calling him. I don't know how to use a phone.
Got it. Okay, I can help with that. You got a phone?
Yes.
That is a pencil. I need a phone.
Right.
No. Put the pencil down. Go get me a telephone.
Oh.
Give me that.
No! That was my favorite phone!
Kid, this is not a... Forget about it. Here, use my phone.
Wow, I haven't seen one of these in a long time. What do they call these?
A burner. I mean a cell phone. Anyway, show me what you know.
Okay.
Oh, okay. There should be enough numbers. Does he live in China? Like,
Hello?
whoa, kid, what are you doing?
I'm on the phone. Can't you see I'm on the phone?
Get off the phone, give me that.
I'm hopeless. I can't even make a phone call. Forget it. He's never gonna get the frisbee out of the tree.
Now hold on a minute, we don't quit around here. Your friend needs your help and you need to get him here. Sounds like you need a hole in your roof.
Is that some kind of Italian philosophy saying?
No, it's a story in the Bible I was reading. It's about these 4 guys who had a friend that they wanted to take to Jesus so badly that they cut a hole in the roof.
Why not just use the door?
The house was really crowded, but that's not the point. The point is they wanted to get their friend to Jesus. It was important to them. They didn't give up, even though it was really crowded. You get my point?
You want me to cut a hole in my roof and pull the frisbee out?
No. I think you need to hear the lesson that the kids are going to be learning today. Come on, I'll help you find that leaf blower, Mr. Forgets It All.
No, it's Mr. Forgot It All. Look, I have it sewn on my backpack.
Wow, amazing.
I keep forgetting to do that.
Come on before you hurt yourself.
He became Mr. Forgot It All.
Hey boys and girls, it's Cam. Hey, coming to you with another great Bible story. This is going to be awesome. Mark chapter 2. We have a paralyzed man who is struggling, and his friends really want to bring him to Jesus. And so in Mark chapter 2, we find that he's in a place where he's handicapped, he's paralyzed. That means he couldn't even move or stand. Could you imagine to try not to be able to walk or stand? That would be really, really difficult. His legs were weak. He couldn't hold them up by his own weight. And so one day, Jesus was teaching nearby, which is awesome, and he heard that Jesus was a powerful man and he could heal. And he wanted to go see Jesus, but there was one problem. He was paralyzed. He couldn't get there on his own, and he couldn't go see Jesus. His legs were too weak. The man had an incredible problem, but this is so cool about the incredible problem is that he had friends who wanted to bring him to Jesus. So his friends made the decision that they're going to do whatever it takes to get him to see Jesus. And I think that is awesome. When they got to this house where Jesus was at, they ran into another obstacle. They ran into another problem. The problem was that they couldn't get in the house. And so what they did, they were very creative. They noticed that there was a ladder off to the right and a place where they could walk and get him up, and they could lower him down through the roof. And that was like crazy because it was risky. But his friends knew that they needed to get him to Jesus. So they lowered him down right in front of Jesus, in front of this crowd. If you could imagine this man coming out of the roof down right to Jesus' feet. That was just crazy, and it was scary, and it was different, it was unusual, but it was wow. When they lowered him down, Jesus said, "Man, look at this guy. This is amazing. Stand up, pick up your mat, and go home." That's what he said. Jesus said to him. And that moment, the man's legs were filled with strength, and he stood up and took his mat, and he went home. The people celebrated the fact that the man could walk. People had talked about this for a long, long time. The story describes very clearly that each one of us should do, as Christians should do. We should invite our friends to church. We should invite our friends to Jesus. I must bring my friends to church because it's so important that we do that. And it's so clear that Jesus was loving this man, and he did it. And he was determined because of this young paralyzed man's friends. He was able to know and experience a relationship with Jesus, and he was able to share the Jesus with them. And that's what we need to be doing. We don't need to be like holding out on not letting our friends know about the greatest secret in the world, because it's not a secret. Jesus is the one who loves them and cares for them and wants the best for them and the best for you. So a couple of questions we could ask, like, okay, well, what are some things in the way? I think this: true friends won't let anything get in the way of bringing others to Jesus. True friends won't do that. They'll do anything to get you to Jesus. They'll love They'll do all these things. And above all, when something didn't work, they tried everything to make it happen. So that's what I think you guys got to try. And I got to try. We got to invite our friends to church so that they could know about Jesus. They could hear about Jesus and they could trust and follow Jesus. That's what's so important. Did you notice in what Jesus said to the paralyzed friend? He said, seeing their faith, Jesus said to the paralyzed son, "My son, your sins are forgiven." I thought that was really cool how Jesus said that, and he put that into practice right there. So the second thing is Jesus knew what the man needed. See, Jesus knows our needs. He meets us right where we're at. No matter what we're going through, no matter what we're facing, Jesus meets our needs, and he loves us. And that's what's so cool about Jesus. And he knew that his friends were the ones that had the passion in the heart to tell him about Jesus, which I thought was great. After Jesus forgave the paralyzed man sins, he got up, picked up his mat, and he walked home. The people celebrated the fact that the man could walk. This guy was paralyzed. The people talked about it for a long time. These fantastic four friends remind me that we should never forget. We must bring others to Jesus no matter what. So what do you think? Is that something that you could possibly try or something you could possibly do? I think so. I think we all could possibly try. And God seems to fill in the gap when we're weak or where we can't. God seems to use us if we allow him and his strength to help us share Jesus with others. And I know that you can do that today. All God has asked of us to do everything we can to bring our friends to church or bring our friends to Jesus or to show them love or show them kindness and do the things that we need to do. He asks us to do the work of talking to them about his love, inviting them to church, and doing everything we can to bring them to Jesus. So I'm so glad that you guys were able to hear and listen to this Bible story. I pray that it challenges you to think a little more about how we can share Jesus with our friends and how important it is, just like the guy who had those friends who did everything they possibly could to lower him down and put him before Jesus. So that's very important. So let's go ahead and pray, and then we'll move on through our day. God, thanks for today. Thanks for these kids listening to this Bible story. Thank you so much for Jesus and his love for us. God, more than ever, we realize that we do need to tell our friends about Jesus so they can trust and follow you for all eternity. God, we love you. We thank you for the day. We thank you so much for blessing us in your name. Amen.
Hi there, I'm Trivia Tracy, and I'll have you know I never forget anything. In fact, I have entered into an intense trivia contest every week since the 4th grade, and I have never lost a trivia contest ever. My friends call me a know-it-all, but they don't know. And I tell you what, to prove how great I am at trivia, how about I try to stump you right now? Here's a question from last week's trivia contest I won. Do you know how many tacos it takes to feed a herd of buffalo? Give up. 22 million, believe it or not. Those are some hungry buffalo. And you know what? Well, you probably don't, but I sure do. Here's something else I'll never forget. Today's power verse. It says, "Go into all the world and preach the good news to everyone." Mark 16:15. That is one unforgettable power verse. Of course, I wouldn't forget it anyways. Now I need all the girls to stand up and say it with me. Trivia Tracy on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go into all the world and preach the good news to everyone. Mark 16:15. Great job. You can have a seat. Now I need all the boys to stand up and say the power verse with me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go into all the world and preach the good news to everyone. Mark 16:15. That power verse is so true. It doesn't take a 215-time trivia contest champion to know that. It's so important that you never forget that you must bring others to Jesus. There are 7,502,267,210 people in this world, and they all need to hear about Jesus. We must tell everyone we know about his love. Now I need everyone to stand with me and say the power verse one more time on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go into all the world and preach the good news to everyone. Mark 16:15. Good job. You can have a seat. Now I've got to get back to studying for the next trivia contest. I have a stack of encyclopedias and dictionaries to read by next Tuesday. I'm Trivia Tracy, and I'll see you later, boys and girls.